have a special guest on the line, Brother Hashim Bey. Peace, fam.
Peace, my brother. Islam.
Yeah, it's Roundtable Radio, man. I'm glad you took the time to call in and give some information to the people who were speaking on this nationality situation. And as a complex, but it's also simple, dealing with the words that we use. We learn this etymology. So you're calling in, you're going to bring forth some information on nationality for the people, brother, and here you go.
All right. Peace and more black power to the brothers and sisters out there. I'm Hashim Bey, and I just want to bring forth to our brothers and sisters how important it is for us to have nationality. And, you know, nationality is very important for our people because we don't understand how this country has been operating on us, and that's because we've been most of the stateless people in this country. And nationality, I've been doing this for about 17 years right now, and I'm plugging myself in with the United States of America Republic, and that's just self-explanatory in a sense because they're not going by no Moorish Science Temple, they're not going by Moorish science and these things because we have to understand something. Those things are exactly what it states, a temple. It's not including us as a nation. We can jump on that once we have claimed our nationality. And one of the most important things we have to understand about nationality is that this creates us having a government, having a viable plan as far as having a constitution and taking a state oath. This is why, a lot of our brothers and sisters who are Moors and a lot of people have lost faith have lost faith or no concurrence with it is because they say, oh, well, that Moorish stuff don't work because them brothers are still getting locked up in jail. Well, that's just like, with anyone. If you were born in your life without a father or a mother, and then you become a father, you really don't know the blueprint to being a father or a mother because you never had one in your life. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So it's the same thing with what's going on with some of the Moors out here now. Some of them are abusing it. Some of them charging you paperwork and this and this and that. You got to understand when we were born, we were born free with a nationality, or you didn't need no proof, you didn't have to pay for it. And the thing is that we have to really understand that, when you're dealing with this country, and it's strictly been already written for us to not have our culture and national names taken from us. This is written in oath by George Washington himself that they took a death oath to keep this information from our brothers and sisters. So we have to know what's important, that getting this and reclaiming the nationality, because everybody in this country has a nationality except us. You know what I'm saying? We went from colored, Negro, to black, to Afro-American, to African-American, and none of these things exist outside of the American part because we are the true Americans. And, if we don't study some of the things that, Noble Drew Ali laid forth for us, and, we have to really question, like, we have a lot of great of our leaders in history past, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, but, there's no mention of that name, Noble Drew Ali. Very, very scarce on information on him. It's because he plugged us back into the nation. So when you're plugged back into the nation, that gives us back our rights, our land, and all of these things. I've been all over right now, and as you see right now, we're in Georgia. We're going to try to set up a base here. We got a base going strong in Cleveland, and this is plugging us back into to nationhood. And without it, man, we're going to continue to face the abuses and things like that. And our brothers and sisters got to know whether you're a Moors, Black Panther, a Pan-Africanist, these crackers are at war with us. And I use that term with them, or, the Caucasoid. I don't ever give them white because they don't hold that status as white. They didn't start yelling white power until we started chanting black power. You understand? I remember I was born in the 60s, so, they feed off of us. And this is why they took our nationality, so that they can continue to feed off of us and our nationality. And it's real simple. I mean, it's real simple for brothers and sisters to start jumping on board with this. You know what I mean? I'm aligning myself with Black Panthers, Nation of Islam brothers. Even now, Farrakhan is speaking on the importance of us having a nationality. But a lot of our brothers and sisters want to know, what is our nationality? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And the last known title or ruling nation of us as a people were titled Moors. We have to understand that Moors just unites us back into the name of our tribalhood. So, you know, once we start plugging it in, because you got Washita Moors, you got, you know, Choctaw Moors, Cherokee Moors. These are Native Americans, which we are the true Native Americans. You know, anything other or lighter or the so-called amalgamated Moors are those who were mixtures and half-breeds of us, but they're benefiting off of our nationhood. And, you know, to plug back into it is like you stated something earlier about the etymology of words. We got to start learning the etymology of the words.
Yeah, man.
Our brothers and sisters need to start studying law. I mean, and law is a basic part of our problems. You know, you just look at a brother who gets sent up and he's doing 5-6 years. You know, what do? Every day they're in the law library studying law, and then they're getting their cases overturned. You follow what I'm saying? So there's definitely an importance of us having and needing to know the law. I've been victorious. I've had federal agents stand down just on my nationality strain. So it's got to be an important. It's got to be a play in that for us to have that. You know, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
And, you know, and it ain't nothing but as simple as just having a constitution, doing the oath, and the oath is a state oath is just giving a pledge or an allegiance to your people, and putting them on notice that we're not here to overthrow the law, but we are upstanding by law. By nature, we are all lawful people, peaceful people.
Right?
You know
Because with me studying that etymology, I ran across that legal and lawful are two separate things.
Right. Think about it. Legal, slavery was so-called legal, but yet we know that was unlawful. You see the difference already?
True.
You tell. So yeah. Go ahead, brother.
So yeah, I was just commenting on a statement that you made about being lawful, dealing with law, and that's not necessarily legal. So we could be a lawful people, but not be caught up on so-called jurisdictions or fake boundaries. We're dealing with the law of the land or God's law, and as to say, you know what I mean, basic principles of life, not a whole lot of extra restrictions. So yeah, I like the information you're giving. I'm glad you were able to call in and share some. Feel free, man, to call in anytime. I thank you for tuning in to Roundtable Radio. Spread the word. And we keep this knowledge going, man. We can uplift ourselves very easily by getting together and doing what each one can. You know, the saying they say each one teach one, but the day and time we in now, it's like each one need to teach three. So we're gonna do the each one teach three. Right. We're gonna step it up a little bit. You know what I mean? It's the fourth quarters in the playoffs. We ain't got time to be joking around. So here it is, man. I appreciate you. Feel free to call in, and once again, people, this is Hashim Bey. Brother has plenty of information. You got any social media that you want people to connect you with?
Yes, right now, I'm on. You can link me on the Facebook, Hashim Bey. Just as we speaking, I've gotten almost 100 friend requests within 2 weeks. Within a 2 weeks time, and I'm getting them every day right now. I just accepted 4 more friend requests. So yeah, they definitely. I'm building. I'm sharing knowledge and information that I got that I'm getting from other brothers from all walks of life. Like I said, right now we're getting really plugged in. Right now, strengthening ourselves with the Nation of Islam, because you know they've been an organization, a nation so far to speak for over 60-something years. So them brothers is finally coming in tune and on board with having to have a structure and a constitution of us having a nationality. We're already in the works.
Okay, you say the Constitution is in the works?
Yes, indeed. We have a constitution. There's another nation called the United States of America Republic. The president of that is C. Cannon Bay. The brother has already put forth towards the government the oath as well as the Constitution. And Constitution is just basically, it's pretty much, it's a body of law. And we can use that. We have to understand when brothers sit around here. You can put this to the test. A lot of times you can say, brothers say, well, I'm a citizen, or I'm an American citizen, and then you say, well, what implies you to be a citizen? They say the United States Constitution. Then you say, well, brother or sister, have you ever read the United States Constitution? And then they're gonna say no. You see what I'm saying? Because they haven't. They haven't read it in its entirety. And real quick is that you got to understand something that we are mental slaves, and in fact they no longer have to whip us and shackle us anymore. We are mental slaves, and we have to understand something. The 13th and 14th Amendment is a very powerful thing, because no one can emancipate you. And if brothers and sisters know what that word emancipate means, it means to set something free. So if you have the power to set something free, you have the power to enslave it again. And then to proclaim someone, you got to understand what the word proclaim means. Somebody, it's like you going into a restaurant, brother, and I order your food for you, but that's not what you want. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm just gonna proclaim this brother's gonna eat fish, or he gonna eat the lobster.
And it's something
but I haven't given you that.
It's something that you bring up that point right there. I ran into a situation about a week ago. I used to drive taxis, so every 2 years we have to apply for a taxi permit within the city. I was in the city of Norfolk, Virginia. Get your fingerprints, background check, criminal stuff, and all that. So I've been going back and forth with them for a few years about, y'all keep putting this B for race on my ID when my application has a blank and you fill it out. You know what I mean? It ain't no boxes to check. I put Asiatic. So this year, once again, they put the B on there. And, I was like, bro, like, you keep messing up my ID. You got it as black. And he looked at my ID. I got my turban on in my ID. He said, oh, yeah, you a Moor, right? I said, yeah. He said, well, we say you black. As to say, his mama call him Clay, I'ma call him Clay. Type deal, right?
Right.
So I ain't want to argue too tough. I say, check this out. Let me get your badge number, and this dude right here badge number. He had another brother standing in there. Got both of their badge numbers. 2 weeks later, just the other day really, the chief of police wrote me a letter saying that my application was not filled out properly. I need to come back. I forgot to mark a box, check a box or whatever. But verbally, I was told that the ink I used was wrong color. I used the red ink. So, I bowed to that. I said, okay, I'll go ahead and use the blue ink. They said I use blue or black. Use the blue, you know what I mean, to make sure the box is checked. And I go back and I put Asiatic. They come out, I was like, bro, this application not filled out properly. I said, so what's wrong with it? And I recorded this. I got this on my phone too. Got a nice little lawsuit coming up. He said, pointed Asiatic. I said, man, well, that's what I am. He said, well, that's not what we got in our system. I said, well, you need to correct your system, bro. You need to go ahead and do that. And he's like, no, we're not going to do that. There's no such thing. When I was, I called a lady friend of mine, Cimarron Rich L, shout out to her. She's with all the code. She dropped it like a bomb. I was like, mama, yo, they da-da-da-da. She told me what code it was. I, looked, researched, and had it fresh on my head. But Centers Disease Control does have Asiatic listed as race. So, I spit it out. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put black. I put black. You going to give me my ID? He said, nah, we just ain't going to give it to you, and walked away. So I got all that on audio. But it's something how they attempt to denationalize. That's what it's denationalization.
Right.
You want to keep, you know what I mean? Like, you might as well say my name Toby now or something, bro. I'm telling you I'm this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact that people, and I'm aware and militant, you know what I mean? So imagine those who are not even aware, the way they posture themselves, they tell you false like it's the truth. And if you don't know any better, you'll go with it. But it's something the brother looked at the ID, said, you a Moor, right? I said, yeah. He said, well, we say you're black. So yeah, that's the city of Norfolk, Virginia, y'all. Norfolk, Virginia did that to your brother. So
and they're a Commonwealth state. So when brothers understand what Commonwealth means, it means Commonwealth is wealth that they have commonly, to them has been commonly accumulated. You know what I mean? And see, this is right there should wake the brothers and sisters up. They consider you Negroes black, slaves. Because they're just sitting there telling you who and what your nationality is going to be.
Yeah.
So they're literally, you know what I mean? What would have been really interesting is if you would have checked white in the box.
They didn't have a box. That's what I'm getting at, bro. These applications didn't have boxes. They had blanks, like fill in the blank, race and a line beside it. So they actually committed forgery.
Right. But even if you would have been just interesting, just knowing that if you would have checked white, because if you look up the definition,
yeah, I'm familiar.
White, so you know it doesn't even include them. This is why I say, brothers, you know, stop calling in the white man, stop calling in the white woman, because there is no basis to that. Take off a white T-shirt or a white piece of paper and hold that up to them, and ask them, are they clearly white? They are pale. They are Caucasians. The point is, like I said, you know, I was born in the '60s, and you remember, like, there's just this show called Dragnet and One Adam 12. Now, whenever they were looking for a suspect, they had always say, we're looking for Caucasian male. You know, whatever description of his body type and all of that. Always said Caucasian male. Again, you go back to history or through the 60s and 70s, when we started yelling black power, they came out and started yelling white power. See what I'm saying? Because they are the opposite of us. So they have to create and attach their energy from us.
True indeed. So anybody out there who's not familiar with the etymology and the legal terms of black and white, please look those up. They're color of law. They're not description or color of the skin tone or melanin or whatsoever. They're color of law. And you want to take yourselves out of the black jurisdiction of so-called color of law. I've ran into some people who filled out a form called a SF-181 form. You familiar with that form?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so that wasn't my thing. You know, there's more ways to do what you do, but yeah, like you say, put white in the box. Yeah, that's what they did. They put white in the box. They changed their status as white.
There is a video where this is a doctor. He's born in Kemet. Born in Kemet, and when he got over here, they kept wanting him to classify himself as white, although he didn't want to, but they wanted him to classify himself because he was like, well, basically, look at me, look what color I am. Why would I check that off? But he didn't understand that they was trying to give him his status because he's already a doctor. He's coming from a good background, so they were trying to put him in his proper status.
And he didn't understand. I remember seeing that they had that all in the news and everything.
Yeah, and see, this is the thing, you know, not like I said, you know, because I'm proud of black, and we got to understand it is an adjective, it is a description, because I can call myself black, but brother, if you see me, I'm brown skinned. So how can I clearly call myself black? You get what I'm saying? Because there are many shades of black. So in the true sense of the term, you have to look at it as, okay, because I'm standing next to my brethren right now, and his empress, she's darker than me. She is considered and clearly black. So how? Okay. All right. And how can, you know what I mean? So we have to understand that that's what it is. I mean, you get these brothers that, like, you know, I've been with the House of Consciousness down 125th Street. I've been there, them brothers, do you know black means death? In the sense it is, because we are legally brain dead. In that sense, black does mean death. But it doesn't mean that we are discerning or hating the term black. We're just telling you what it is under
I was talking to a brother earlier today, Prince Najee Muhammad, and I was kind of going in on that we use in the English language where one word can have several definitions. So we as a people, especially the ones that's educated and here to uplift, we need to not be as hard on each other and realize that we're the language that we're dealing with, and just use it properly in the proper venues. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going in the courtroom hollering no black. You know what I mean? It's not that. So that's something that we need to do as a collective, because we're that communication. When it's a communication barrier, and we're really saying the same word, but it has different meanings. So that's a small issue that we gonna get past real quick.
Right. You know, and just to end it off, you know, and another thing, like you said, you know, like my Rasta brothers and them, I deal with them on a regular basis. With my family, you know, my mother's side, from Jamaica, and you know, they're Jamaican but born here in America. But, like my roster brothers, and they always say, hey, brother, blessed, have a blessed day, or bless. And I said, Joe, do you know the word blessed is actually a curse? It's a curse word. And I said, if you look at the etymology of the word actually means to bludgeon. Now, you never got beat in the head or, murdered. Don't they say the person was bludgeoned to death? Meaning he was beat in the head with a blunt object. So he was bludgeoned to death. So if you're telling me bless, you're giving me a curse. You know what I mean? And it's like, again, so I had to check it out myself. I went and bought me an etymology dictionary, and I looked up the word, and I was like, holy shit, this is not a good connotation that we should be saying to each other anyway. They're telling someone have a blessed day. We're cursing them to hopefully that their head get bust open. You follow what I'm saying? In a sense, in the terminology and explanation of the word bless, it means bludgeon. Bledgen. Yes. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So it is definitely, and this is what tricks us up in these courtrooms. You know what I mean? How many times the brothers know this, sisters know this as well. They've been in the courtroom, and they'll tell you you're charged with such and such and section under status under such and such code. Do you understand? Well, they'll say, do you understand the charges that are against you? And the person says yes. No, you don't. You don't know what the code, section 121. Violation of such and such. You don't know. You don't know what the statue. The word statue is exactly what it is. You can see a statue in a museum. It's not. It doesn't move. It's not mobile. It's a statue. It's just an animated object. And you know what I mean. So if you don't understand these things, and in the courtroom, I was in the military as well. Served in the military. I joined the military when I was in '88. Got out in '89. Got an honorable discharge because they didn't want me to be a single parent in the military. So the long story short, though, when you're in these courts, they are operating under international law. And this is why brothers, again, sisters, got to start studying law. Because the terms and terminologies they are dealing with international law. They're dealing with the water. This is why you hear certain things. Yeah. Relationship, companionship. Ship is the key word to let you know. And they tell you come through as you're like a vessel. Vessel again denotes to a ship or a water, a thing that deals on the water, which are boats. Those are vessels. You can go look it up and go on a shipping docks and they'll tell you what it is. Look at the vessel over there, or the vessel there. You know what I'm saying? So clearly our brothers and sisters got to read, start studying law, start studying the etymology of words, dictionaries, and all of these things, so you can get a fine tuning of the definition of the words that they are using against us. Because people jam us up in these courtrooms. My brothers and sisters they look at it all, don't matter, but then you look at a brother who's been in jail and starts studying law, and then he's supposed to be doing 13 years, and all of a sudden he's free because he studied law while he was in jail. The age, another thing our brothers and sisters need to know is they take an oath. It's called the delegation of authority. I have used it on them, stopped them dead in their tracks from effing with me.
Word, a point I like to make before we go too far past it, when you were dealing with the law or maritime law, a symbol of that for the people to know is that gold fringe around the flag.
On the flag, yep.
That maritime law. So when you walk in that room and those flags have that gold fringe around it, that's what it's representing. It's that maritime law.
Yep, it's representing that they're functioning under military law, which military is international. Yes, indeed, and that's the thing. That's why you don't notice the difference. You'll see regular flags without that gold or yellow reef around it, and then, as you just stated, that flag is always representative in the courtroom, and then they have the flag with the I think there's a lady with the justice on it or a scale. See, right. That's why they got to understand the words, even when they say Judge Honorable such and such presiding or residing. When you look up the word resident, you see the word reside, and then everything will start becoming self-explanatory after that. Because everybody can have a place of residency. When you move out of it, it means another occupant comes in of that place of residence. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the judge he's not even supposed to be sitting up on the bench. They're waiting for us to actually wake up and reclaim our nationality and our throne. But yeah, brother, because we can go in, I could go in and all, and I'll catch wind to when you're ready, when the station is aired, and I'll bring over some more information. I'll let you know ahead of time what kind of information I can bring.
Word, we'll do that.
Enough time for
do that.
can get the information, and you know what I mean, and they can go look it up themselves.
Where we can set something up for you. We gonna do that. I'm gonna take that information off air. But right now, everybody, that was brother Hashim Bey. This is Woo Wednesdays. We gonna get back into the mix with some Woo and Jodeci. Thank you for tuning in to Roundtable Radio. Y'all call in, man.
All right, peace and by power.
Peace.
Plug.